Hey guys, welcome to my DVD collection video. In this video I'm going to talk about my favorite animated cartoon type films. I've gotten a lot of suggestions for this one and I'm finally getting to do it. The first one I picked is the Simpsons Movie. And I've heard recently there's going to be more of these. Hopefully with sequels they're going to show more of the characters that you didn't see much in this one. Like Miss Krabappel and Principal Skinner, which you hardly saw really not much at all. And but I really did like this one. A lot of people said, oh, it's not that good, but I really liked it. I know the show is not exactly as funny as it used to be, but it's gone on so long that in a way, maybe they should just stop the show and just make more movies, and maybe then people will be happy. I don't know. But I still like the show, but I don't know how long the show will go, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be any end for it anytime soon. The next one isn't fully an animated film. It's a live-action / animated film, and it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And this is a movie that I watched all the time as a kid. Like, this is something I watched, like, pretty much a couple times a week. I love this film. And this is a special edition one. I don't know if the 2-disc one is still out anymore or not. And I have the tape too, because there's apparently like some animated stuff they put in that was dirty and they snuck in, so I kept the tape because apparently it's collectible. But that's definitely one to check out. But it's a half animated, half, it's mixed. When they do these now, they usually use CGI, but I prefer animation, like hand-drawn animation myself. The next one I picked was the SpongeBob movie. I know a lot of people dislike this, but I liked it. And I've said this a couple times before. I think SpongeBob is the last remaining classic-style Nick show, because that's it. That's all there is. This show started like 1998, 99, and at that time Nick was still okay. It was starting to go downhill at the time, but it has the similar quality to it as like Rocko's Modern Life does and Ren and Stimpy. And I just think that this is a great classic style show, and it's gone down a little bit lately, but I still like it because I know the creator left or only produces, but it's still a very good movie and I like it a lot. The next one is one of my favorite animated films, and I've always liked this. I saw this. It's not that old. It's maybe 10 years. It's the Goofy movie. I never really watched the second one. The first Goofy movie is a great must-see movie. They brought Goofy back, this version of Goofy, recently in National Treasure 2. In the beginning, they had a short film. It was this Goofy, not the old style, but the Goofy from the Goofy movie style Goofy. I personally liked it better than National Treasure 2. I love that. Would love if they put that on a DVD of some sort at some time. But if you want to see Goofy again, you can see that at the beginning of that movie. The next one is I always forget who Ray Bradbury wrote. Ray Bradbury, wrote this film, and it's called Little Nemo. This is another one that I used to love as a kid, and I believe it's produced with a Japanese company and was dubbed over. It's got that anime style. It was probably one of the first of these things I'd ever seen as a kid. I just thought it had a unique style. I didn't know anything about anime or anything like that back then. But this is another one that I watched all the time as a kid, and I love the opening sequence with him and his sleeping, and then them having that dream sequence. That's definitely a must-watch. And I picked a few CGI films that I like, because they're considered animation is now CGI is considered the new animation. The first one, and out of CGI, the one I picked was Open Season, and this was Martin Lawrence and Ashton Kutcher. Never really followed how well this did. I liked it though. I thought it was a cute movie. One that I forgot to pick up, and I'm just going to tell you because I couldn't really find it, was Hoodwinked. That was another one I really liked. I remember the director was real upset that it didn't do well. And I sent him this long email about how I liked it and it was good. And he emailed me back. I don't remember what he said though. I think he said something about I'm glad that somebody liked it. Hoodwinked was a good movie though. And the next I picked was the classic Aladdin. And some of the Disney ones that I didn't have, that I have to get, but they're all, in the Disney vault, and like jacked up to shit online, is Pinocchio is one I really want. I have to get. And Pinocchio I really like. They made a lot of live action movies out of that, but the classic 1930s, 40s, I don't remember what year it was made, but I like that one. The next one is Bebe's Kids, which was like an urban animated comedy. And it was, I forget who wrote this. I mean, Robin Harris didn't do the voice. He did the beginning stand-up, but then died. And then they had the guy who was in Who's Your Caddy. That's the latest thing I remembered him in. Did the voice of Robin Harris's character. This was a great movie. It's one of the shortest movies I think I'd ever seen. It was only about 60-some minutes, and they had to extend the movie longer by using Itsy Bitsy Spider, the pilot episode, or pilot clip of that. There was going to be a Bebe's Kids Part 2, and I heard somewhere it may still be happening. I don't know. I know the people who made this went on to do The Proud Family, which I never watched, but I know it was. I saw a clip of it. It was very similar. The next one I picked was Teacher's Pet. And this is Gary Baseman. This is Gary Baseman's character. My dad has a lot of Gary Baseman things, and I believe he's met him a couple times. I like this movie. Paul Rubens did a voice in this. I don't remember who, but it was one of the first things when he was starting to come back. He's pretty much back, and there's talk about the new Pee-wee movie, and I really hope that ends up happening. The next one is another one of those combined films, and this one was Looney Tunes Back in Action, which was a Joe Dante film. This was a classic 90s style film. I like this one a lot. Steve Martin was in it. Some people put down Brendan Fraser, but I like Brendan Fraser. And then Jenna Elfman, and who was on some show I don't ever watched, but I always remember from Krippendorf's Tribe. And this one, which spawned a TV show, the animation parts of it I liked alright, but what I really liked was the live action parts that the Farrelly Brothers did. I think the Farrelly Brothers did all of it, but I don't know if they directed all the animation. It was Onassis Jones. And this is one of those films too that only works in widescreen, because like half the stuff was put on the side. So if you had a full screen copy, you wouldn't see half of the jokes. But I remembered watching Onassis Jones in the theaters, and and I really liked it. And I picked the next one, The Lion King, the original Lion King, which is always a classic sad film. And I liked Lion King 1.5. I thought it was interesting. It took place at the same time or something. They did a decent job, a lot better job than they could have, combining it and everything. And then this one, which I thought was pretty much a classic 90s style story that you could have seen in the 80s or 90s. It kind of reminded me of like Care Bears, the way they were bonding together, and you know what I mean, like Popples. It was Over the Hedge. I like this one. This was definitely one that you should check out. I don't remember it too well. I just remember that I liked it. And here's one of my favorite animated films, Beavis and Butt-Head Do America. Now, I remembered as a kid here, when I first went to see it, my dad, right before he went in, said, now this is going to be like the last thing Beavis and Butt-Head do. So I was kind of depressed seeing it, because I was like, oh no, it's going to be no more Beavis and Butt-Head. But then I remembered there was all this talk about a sequel to this at some point. I don't know if Mike Judge is ever going to do it or not. Mike Judge, I hope he does. I really hope he does. I really would love to see a sequel. The next one I picked is Brad Bird's, I believe. I forgot to pick out Ratatouille too. I like that one. And The Incredibles. I like The Incredibles a lot as well. And this one is one of my all-time favorite animated films. The Chipmunk Adventure. This is an amazing 80s animated film. 3 zillion, trillion, million, billion times better than the new Chipmunks movie. The new Chipmunks movie is fine, but it can't hold a candle to this Chipmunk Adventure. This is a beautiful film with great music. I don't remember who did the score to it, but it's got music you would not expect for a cartoon. The score pieces of it. It's really well done film music. And then I have 3 that aren't on DVD yet, except I believe one might be. I'm not sure. I think I saw it at one point and didn't get to get it. This was one I remembered watching. Another one I watched a lot as a kid. I mean, all the time. Was Once Upon a Forest. I loved this one as a kid. I really don't remember it. I should really watch it again. But it's in those classic boxes when you open up, you have that sound. And the next one is coming to DVD pretty soon at some point. And it was Art Clokey's film, and he directed it. He's not doing so well lately. I saw him at Comic-Con. He's gotten old, and he's really I think he doesn't remember a lot. I felt really bad for him, but he did some great things. The Gumby movie. This was I don't know if it came to theaters or not. I believe it was just for tape, but it's coming to DVD at some point. I saw online. And one of my other favorite, out of all the Charlie Browns, this was the one that was a little bit more adult and a little bit more. I don't know if that many kids would care for it. I love it. Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Don't Come Back. So I think somewhere I was reading there's a sequel to this, or something, or this is the sequel. If anyone knows, let me know. But this one is one of my favorites. I can't wait till a DVD of this comes out. I really hope they do. Hopefully it'll be in widescreen, cleaned up really well, because the quality of this is, I don't know if it was the way it was animated isn't the best, but I love these movies. And the thing about Charlie Brown is the voices always would change, so it was like, it's kind of funny. I think they had to find real kids to do these voices. And the other Charlie Brown I can't find that I liked was Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. It always reminded me of almost like Little Darlings kind of film. Like that style, the music was like identical to Little Darlings, that real 70s string camp sounding music. It's only in a certain kind of movies. They usually use it in camping films. But I hope you guys liked this video showing some of my favorite animated films. At some point, not soon, I may do a second part, but I'd like to know some of the other ones, like suggestions for ones that I missed, because I went through and I looked for about 20 minutes trying to find the ones that I remembered I liked, but I know I forgot a couple of them. But thanks for watching, and look forward to hearing what you thought of the video. Thanks.